Hey everybody, here's a garden update. So as you can see, it's eggplants. The plants have yet to freeze. We've had some cold days going into the 50s and even the low 40s. And look at all the little eggplants we've got. I've started to cut them because it's going to be any time that these things eventually are going to freeze on me. So if you come in here and you can see the eggplants. So I got the miniature Japanese black eggplant. You can see them here too, hidden underneath, and hidden underneath here. Let me go ahead and clip some of these. Look at that, nice eggplant. So lots of things you can do with this, right? Baba ganoush, or fried eggplant, or eggplant parmesan. Look at that. So a week before Thanksgiving, and we've got all these eggplants still to harvest. Now, since it's so late in the season, I doubt if there's anything that is going to grow further. But we had a nice season. You can see the basils going to seed. The bees have done their due diligence, and now we'll just be cutting those, and with all those seeds, they'll just come up next year. So great herb garden. The funny thing is that with the cooler weather, the plants have flowered really nicely, because they don't really flower in the summer. When it's June, July, August, it's too hot. Look at over here, our rogue tomato plant. Yeah, these will be the last of the cherries, right? Some nice cherry tomatoes. We got lucky that it hit and started to grow right at the right time. So we'll have some nice cherry tomatoes. Now the rest of this was, of course, a race against time. And that race is one that you usually lose. The cucumbers, it got too cold, and we lost them. They put out some cucumbers, but just wasn't fast enough for the cold weather. Now on the other hand, back here we have tomatoes, and they're still green, and I just let them grow wild here. Look at all the nice big tomatoes are green. Now, if the weather can stay just a little bit, I hope that those turn red. Otherwise, we'll be eating snap peas. Look at the snap peas, because they do like the cooler weather. So, some snap peas. Sweet and tasty. I'll have to come back through here. The snow peas as well. Now, the ghost peppers, I have lots of little ghost peppers this year, so I'll be able to pick those. But the cooler weather's coming, and they don't like it either. Now, as I make my way through my rogue tomato plants here, there are some that are turning red. Here he is. Yeah, there's a red one, right there. And hidden over here, is there another red one? Nah, they're still green. But we hope that we get some soon, because they've got the cool evenings to do it. The figs, again, it's about time for the figs to be over. There's some green figs there. Maybe, just maybe, they'll turn ripe for us. Radishes are doing really well, and carrots. Look at the radishes. Look at that. That's a nice radish, huh? Look at these. Wow. I'll pick another. There you go. Look at that. Some nice radish. Shake off the dirt. Look at how we grew the nice radishes this year. And remember, I grew these with the seed template that spaced them out for me, right? So that's a good thing. Now, because it's still a little warm, my lettuce went and bolted. Just a little too warm here still for lettuce. It wanted to bolt. I'll try to eat some of it. Hopefully it won't be too bitter. Here's some more radishes and the carrots that are grown. And then the fava beans over here that have had nice flowers. Now we'll be looking to see if they produce the beans. Peppers. It's the last part of pepper season because the weather's getting too cold for them. And then look at the flowers on the lemon tree. Ain't that pretty? And look, I do have a big lemon that's turning from green to yellow, so I'll be picking that fairly soon. Same here, a few little lemons. So, you know, while the fall is upon us, that doesn't mean that we don't have good stuff to pick and eat. So, yeah, I mean, this is the longest I've ever grown the garden. And you can see here the flower that's trellising up and over. Yeah, now it's trellising up and over in flower. In the summer, too hot. It really went dormant. It didn't like it. But now it's doing very well here in September, October. Crazy, isn't it? The cardoons have just taken over, and I've got a lot of wild cardoons from the seeds. What I'm doing is letting them get a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to dig them up, transplant them. That'll be nice. And look at how lush, when you look at the tomatoes over here, how lush that is. And you're like, that's a great looking tomato plant, and it is. But the tomatoes are just still green, right? So I'm hoping that we still have enough weather to get some tomatoes. And then the cucumbers just about had it. Just too cold. They couldn't withstand it. Same with the zucchini. I just didn't have a lot of luck planting late zucchini this year. But the peppers, more of my wild rogue peppers. I'll be getting those here pretty soon too, and giving them to friends and everybody who likes the hot peppers. But otherwise, yeah. And then just a few rogue blackberries. A second harvest season of blackberries. Look at that. Ain't that something? There's not a lot. But what there is good. So, the weeds are starting to come up. It's that tail end of the season. So, yeah. Time to start pulling things that are dead. Waiting for things to finish, like these nice tomatoes. Getting the last of the peppers. Picked all the goji berries and dried those. And then hopefully waiting for another season to be upon us. So, lots of nice stuff coming out here. So, hopefully you're doing some sort of gardening here in the fall and winter. And we will talk to you again later.